Hello, Fireby. Welcome. How was my morning? It was okay, but I had to do something, so I had to delay the stream. It's a bit unfortunate. No, it's alright. We'll see, I had to lock the cats in the rest of the flat, because they are not cooperative. So that would not work. It is not the greatest weather here. Yeah, it's not really, but not great either. The worst thing would be if someone was waiting for it and just, didn't know. I do announce it on Discord, but I couldn't have the time to switch it on the calendar as well. It takes a minute. Weather is pretty great here today. It has been windy all weekend. Okay, so it's the opposite. In here it was very sunny throughout the weekend. I'm gonna have some mineral water. Switch this to this. And then we'll start. Well, when I switch on something bright, I'm very white today. Yeah, this is better. As I said, the weather is not great, therefore the lighting is not great. Because usually this early I can just open the window or like open the curtain. But if I do that today, you are not gonna be able to see much. So the lighting. So even this is not ideal. It's a bit better when it's darker outside. Yeah, it's gonna be fine. It's just a bit annoying. Is Jake still going with his weekly one shot? No, he's not there anymore. I'll have to check the rest of his stream. I did watch a little bit, and that was insane. How long was the stream?
Completed the redeem records in GPIC spreadsheet.
We've got 14 hours plus 7 hours. 8 hours. Oh, right, so he made it. Because it's... yeah, 22 hours. Did he really? He might have completed the one shot, actually. I'll have to catch up on that, but that's insane. Oh well. Let's cut that off. I took day off today. Feels great. It's Union's National Day tomorrow, so there is no work. Felt useless to go to work for one day today. Did you do some challenge run? Yeah, so first thing, great. Usually people here do the same thing when you have a state national holiday. The next day, or like Tuesday, you would take Monday, or if it's during the end week, then you would just take another day off to prolong that. And that's usually pretty good to get basically a vacation out of it, that together with the weekend and the state holiday you can get like 4 days out of 1 day free time. So for you it is weekend plus today and tomorrow. It's pretty good. And yes, he did do a challenge run, but he does challenges differently. For him it's called weekly one shot, and what that is each week he plays a game that has been submitted by one of the viewers, and he either beats it or not. And so people bet if he does it or not. And he has 24 hours to beat it. And it can be just reach a specific level in a game and beat it, or any number of things. Sometimes it's complete the whole game, sometimes it's something different. And he kind of gets competitive with it because chat is a monster, and so they want to see him suffer and lose a lot of the time. And so Jake is pretty good at video games, so he manages to do a lot of things that I just couldn't. Yesterday his one shot consisted of something a little bit different, where he basically had a redemption for 20,000 or 25,000 points, and for each chatter you could redeem once this redemption, and his challenge was beat the Season 3 campaign with Julius, but to interrupt him, people could redeem this and make him suddenly stop and go and play something completely different, like games that I would absolutely suffer playing, like Mega Man, Mario, platformers, various things. And not only that, but also other games I never even seen. And so he got like 500 viewers. People rotated in and out as well. And so it ended up that people can really spam you and like make you not actually play Caesar. Oh, it was absolute mess. Like before I even like comprehended what was going on, it took me like 20 minutes. But it's like interesting concept. You don't see that anywhere else, basically. But I couldn't do anything like that. I couldn't. No. No. But it was interesting, nonetheless. Is the correct one? Yes. Okay. Is volume okay? Can I use my veto rights to force you to do that? Well, with platformers I'm very, very, very picky. I cannot. The best I could do is I could play Shrek 2 on PC, which is a horrible game, but it's actually one that I have reasonably fond memories of because I played it as a kid, and it actually has a bunch of stupid combat, which is just spam punch, and it's 3D, so you can imagine how great the characters will look like with this old of a game. You can find it. It's it's something. I would recommend you actually take a look at that if you have some time later. It's Shrek 2. I think I've seen it, yeah. That's the one I would probably consider playing, just because I have some nostalgia for it, but like Mega Man or Mario, no. I just don't understand why it exists. I look at it and despair. It's bad. It's so bad. No. That as well. Unfortunately, I just don't. No. Also 3D, okay. Well, it could kind of help, but then again, like, I couldn't imagine going into a platformer I don't know and enjoying it, because I don't know what I'm at. So for me, the only reason I would be able to reasonably deal with... it's kind of too loud, I think. Reasonably deal with Shrek is because I remember liking it as a kid because I didn't know what's good.
Come back later.
Okay, we need to rest. Let's do that outside. We need to find a campfire. Shouldn't be a big deal. But yesterday's Jake stream actually brought something up that I was considering as well. Since we don't have many redemptions at all, I need some way to bamboozle people out of their soul, because it's getting dangerous. the concentrations, you know? And how do we do that? We need something like that, unfortunately. But it might be fun if we just don't do anything I would explicitly not enjoy. With Jake, it's different because I suspect he likes these sorts of games, which is odd, but I would understand it more if he does. To me, it's just bad. Like, all of them are just torture. I wouldn't be able to play it, but he can. So, I'll probably have to come up with something. I really don't want to go this way. I just want a campfire. It's absolutely full of monsters. I don't think... Oh yeah, you can see campfires. Oh, of course, there are campfires in there. In the village. Yeah, I guess. That's better. There are gonna be some enemies. Coming up with ideas for points is so hard. Yeah, but that's why it needs to be a special, like 1 day event, you know? And then it's easy, because you just come up with something for that particular stream and then it's gone. Because coming up with long-term things is already saturated a lot. But yeah, I'll have to come up with something else. I don't know what exactly. It's gonna have to be something similar, which I just, you know, a lot of the things that Jake does, I cannot do that. Because for me it's mental torture, for him it's fine, because he likes these sorts of games. So that's gonna be difficult to figure out. But, you know, borrowing some parts of that idea might be good. But even if I wanted to, I cannot copy it. No, I don't. I don't want to force myself to do anything I don't want to. But I still think part of that idea is good. Even for, like, what I do. But not all of it. Clearly. But find something you find fun. Streams where you are having fun are most entertaining to watch. Yeah, I can relate, but not to everyone. You know, some people just want to see the world burn, and there is nothing you can do about that. Since this community is kinda connected to Jakeverse, a lot of those people actually frequent here and there. Therefore, they are used to this. They are used to Jake and what he is and how he behaves and what he can do, and they kinda come to expect it from others as well, which to an extent is good that they are here, the people from there. It's really good because, you know, Jake has a good community, even though it's not to everyone's liking. What he has built from scratch, like, it's impressive. But at the same time, I just cannot do the same thing as Jake does. I'm not the same person. I cannot do what he does, and I would absolutely be unable to do what he did yesterday. So if they expect that, I just cannot. Same with the platformers, I just cannot play them. I will if Patrician redeems it, but even still, I will suffer. A legendary raider, welcome. No cap, the only Rayman I played was in mobile show version. Graphics were amazing, the art style, but was too hard for me to enjoy play. Never really liked the mobile versions. To arcade it, right. I wasn't aware there's an arcade version. Let's collect the potion for curing lycanthropy. Or supposedly curing it. Vanilla Warcraft 1 or with mods, is it? Or which one? Oh yeah. Sorry. Yes, this is modded, but not balance mods, just graphical mods. So, you know, stuff looks shinier, but I don't have anything that impacts balance. You will notice some items have different skins, for example, but inventory is the same size. Every attack, anything, any health is the same as in base game. All the bugs are still here. Yeah, for me, it's the same thing. Well, I know. We are in the minority though. A lot of people just simp for Witcher 3, but that's because they don't understand. The progression system is actually done better here. Because you don't have arbitrary stupid levels where, you know... I went over this several times, but Witcher 1 does it like Gothic, basically, while Witcher 3 does it like, you know, any number of other RPG games who are just lazy game and world design where the stuff has levels to lock you out of progression instead of actually having more variety of monsters to keep you in a place. But again, it's just an opinion. Not everyone will agree. So some of this, I want to talk to him about the potion.
Yes?
Did you finish the lycanthropy potion?
Yes, but she will administer it at her own risk once she drops in one of her tears. The potion needs a virgin's tear to work.
Wait, you said nothing about a virgin.
You said a young maiden. I assumed she wasn't yet married.
Ah, Kalkstein. You need to get out more. Where will I find a virgin?
A virgin's tear is vital. It can't be difficult to find one.
Well, there's only one person who can ask in the whole game. He'll do that. Let's use a teleporter. We want to go to Kalkstein's laboratory. It's a consistent game, doesn't overstay its welcome. Also the music and atmosphere is top tier. The swamp is one of the best levels ever. I just had some people complain that they hate the swamp. Go and ask Tres, yeah, sure. Surely that will work. No, of course not, and you know it. Last time we got another card, Fairboy, I'm not sure if you are here. We've got a second card from Tres, but I agree. But a lot of other people don't, so, you know, it's kinda... It depends. Maybe if you have nostalgia for the game, it's also much simpler to see it. See its merit. For other people, it's very different from the second or third game. You missed that. Okay, yeah, I can show you. Do you want to see the card? Oh, of course you do. Why am I asking this? Of course you do want to see it. Where is it? Let's say goodbye monetization. Here. Where is it? This. I'm so bad at this. Where is it? Can I just... Maybe... Tres. Tani... Tres. Yeah. Here. This is the second one. It's much less revealing, I think? I don't know. The first one didn't have the jugs. But you have the cat still. There you go. And I just changed my cam. I don't remember how I did that. It's probably like this. Yeah. This is the best view. Yeah. That's some of the art takes some creative liberties, which is fine. Okay, where do we go? Yeah, Siegfried. We need a virgin.
Your man beats you and you tell no one? He's too strong.
Do you have weapons to sell now?
Rubbish. Not enough pay for this. What's this?
Geralt?
How's your leg?
Fine. A mere scratch.
Everything all right?
I'm to receive a medal for saving the property of some townspeople.
I see.
You'd be eligible, but medals are only awarded to knights. Unless...
No. I won't join with that vow of celibacy.
I haven't read the
I
books
understand.
myself, but a Paul I
Hey,
talked to
the
said
Grandmaster
this is
himself is
the
going to
only
present
game
the
that
medal to
captured
me.
the author's
Yes?
vision, the dark and grim atmosphere and stories. I read all the books, and it is correct, but the second and third game also have some stuff going for it, and I wouldn't say that it's not that accurate, but it does feel like, if I play Witcher 3, I will have to mod it. I just don't like the game balance, vanilla style. Some of it is pretty dark, but yeah, this first one definitely has a better atmosphere in terms of what the books are. But still, I wouldn't say like it's, Witcher 3 or Witcher 2 are heresy in terms of the lore. But if they come up with a new game, which I think they are working on, I don't have much high expectations of that. But it is certainly diverging a little bit.
Have you taken the vow of celibacy?
Yes? Why do you ask?
I need a virgin's tear to cure someone of lycanthropy.
A noble cause. I'll consider your request.
Thanks.
Keep your guard up. Geralt?
Consider
How was
my
your leg?
request.
Fine.
Everything.
I'm to...
Nice.
You'd be...
No.
I understand.
Will
Yes?
you give me the tear?
Goodbye.
Oh no, he gave it to me. Right. So give it to Carmen. I think Witcher 3 is fine as an AARPG, but Holy Witcher 2 didn't age well. You are not the only one who thinks that. If you play it today, it feels like half-baked Witcher 3 basically, with its inventory system, even the skill system, and it's just horrible. I hate playing it. I will play it for the story, but gameplay-wise, that game is a mess.
Fire out. Seems I have to light it first.
Severely unenjoyable. But still, the story is good, it's just horrible gameplay. Unlike this game, which I actually
Damn
enjoyed.
it.
in terms of
Whatever you
gameplay.
do, don't bet on the boxing. It's rigged. What do you want?
Any rooms?
Need a room.
5 orens.
Did I give her the cure? I keep forgetting when I'm talking about things. Let's
Yes, you
check
would.
the journal.
So,
I cannot this time. Beauty and the Beast. Oh no, I didn't. Of course, because I'm special. It's bloated, yeah. I mean, for sure. And it feels like half-baked. Witcher 2 is half-baked Witcher 3, basically.
Yes?
Yeah, I can bloat as well.
here's a magic
And that's why I
potion
would play
against
with mods.
lycanthropy.
I don't like the
It should
game
help.
balance
How will I repay you?
in vanilla.
Don't tell anyone I did this for free. I have my reputation.
I'll give this potion to Vincent.
I'm hard up.
Eyeing those wenches on the corner. If I only had the
Let's give her a little bit of time, and she's gonna tell us if it works or not. And this is important. As I said before, if you don't cure Vincent, it's actually good for you because he fights
Dang
better.
it.
But
Whatever you do,
I want to cure him.
Rooms?
5 orens.
Yes?
Did the potion work?
Oh, Master Witcher. I made certain Vincent drank it, but nothing happened.
We'll find another way.
Yes?
We actually know about the way, but yeah.
I've heard stories of true love changing beasts into men.
It's very
But we make
fair.
love regularly.
Love means more than frolicking in bed.
I know Vincent doesn't love me. Sometimes when he's angry, he calls me a vile whore.
It's a healthy
I
relationship.
know I turned tricks. But for him, I'd
Yeah.
agreed to be like other girls. Damn it. I'd even learned how to
Hey, Lizard,
embroider.
welcome. Which team might be the closest? I'm not sure about that. It only is because that is Yennefer, I think. But apart from that, the atmosphere, like, it can be alright. if you play it for the first time, but you kind of see the plot holes the more you play it. I know CD Projekt Red said they won't be making any more mainline Witcher games, but I really doubt it. Yeah, I think they will. They'll probably make another one. And Ciri, yes, of course. That's why it's kind of closest to the books because of that. But we are talking like atmosphere of the game, and this one definitely has that dark feel, like there is death and disease everywhere. While in Witcher 3, to an extent, there is the same. And I really liked even the bloated content, where every village has a monster quest, and you know death is everywhere, especially in the Vale, which is fine, which is good. But then you also have that feeling that you know everything's fine, basically. Like you know you don't get the same kind of vibe from it. But this one actually is like, in terms of the books, if you just think about the lore, all of it, even the Witcher 2 and Witcher 3 are actually constructs. Like the books end when Geralt dies, and this is what happens afterwards. It is with Sapkowski's blessing, I think, and the lore is still heavily inspired by the books and features characters from the books. But I wouldn't necessarily say like one is that much more accurate than the other. Like, to my eyes, all of it is a construct, but Witcher 1 might capture the feel of it a little bit better. Hey Flying Dancer, welcome. Thank you for welcoming me to the channel. Oh, you preemptively say that. Okay. You got me. Yeah, we'll have to tell her this.
Listen, it's clear Vincent's lycanthropy isn't your biggest problem.
No, if you like Witcher, don't watch it.
Now you tried to cure it.
The first season was kind of alright,
Swine, he'll react.
according to some
He's
people.
unsure, torn between me and his work.
He needs to set his priorities straight.
Witcher, please talk to him. He's at the station.
You didn't read the books though, so you might enjoy it. But if you read the books, don't watch this TV show. Books aren't that gloomy. Yeah, not overly, I guess. But to me they were. But I don't remember them too well. Like I read them like 7 years ago at this point. So a lot of the details are kind of gone. Strange decisions and plot holes for me. Yeah, it's one of the complaints, but not only that, but they just completely ignore half the lore, take the other half and run with it.
Greetings.
Carmen asked me to see you.
Witcher detective turns Witcher therapist.
In brief, Carmen
Unfortunately.
doesn't like you being a werewolf.
What's your beef? It's not my choice.
I can lift the curse, but you must desire it. You want to be with Carmen?
Witcher...
Will you give up your superhuman strength for love?
Strength I use against evil.
Strength that will one day consume you. You still have a choice.
I'll think about it, Witcher.
Love can move mountains, but
It must be true.
Okay, we need to rest again and then talk to Carmen. That's gonna be resolved. But this is crucial. If you want to save Vincent, you need to do this. Books have plenty of plot holes and strange decisions. Yeah, they do. But the TV show has even more, and it has like a whole bunch of stuff that's just completely wrong. But, oh well, you know. Some people like it, that's fine. If you didn't read the books, you'll probably like it. Because to me, like, a lot of the stuff that has been established in the books are just, that's a red line. You cannot cross over and still claim that it's holding through to the original. Just, you know. If you butcher the lore...
Damn it.
any rooms?
5 orens.
At least there, most decisions made sense. I think in some of the books, especially some characters just behave very oddly, but a lot of them do make sense. You know, and that in this game are tough as shit, but again, I played Witcher 1 with full combat rebalance. I don't know what combat rebalance is. Is it a mod? I'm playing the standard difficulty, or the standard balance, but I'm playing on the hardest difficulty. And everything's fine, like, there are things that you need to micro away from and heal and then come back and finish it off. Which happened in the swamp with Archespore, but otherwise it's fine.
Yes?
I saw Vincent.
Oh, Witcher, I don't know how to thank you. I'm awash in happiness. We had an honest conversation. I told him everything. How much I love him.
Great.
He said if I cared so much, maybe this love deserves a chance. First time I ever saw him cry.
Sometimes the simplest solutions are best.
But that's not all. I haven't found hair in our bed recently. Maybe... Never mind, I don't want to jinx it. I have to believe that everything will be all right.
That's good to hear. True love can work wonders.
Yep. Like, as I said, some characters in the books behave strangely, and this is just how it is. And yeah, I kind of, from what I gather, they didn't really understand the timelines, because the books are kind of messing around with that, with Ciri being a time traveler and all, and you know, not just time traveler, but interdimensional travel as well. Just kind of had to capture and explain to people, but I think the people working on the TV show just didn't understand correctly, because they just started to absolutely mesh together stuff that didn't belong there at all. Like, they even started the timeline very weirdly. You had just so many little things that were just completely wrong, and to me it already was a red flag. But what they did later in the season 2 and season 3, that's gonna be upcoming, I think, is just going to be an absolute no-no, and they shouldn't even call it a Witcher at that point. They just kind of roll on the gravy train, but it has nothing to do with Witcher anymore.
There are more massacres in the non-human quarter.
As Raupanek says, the only good elves.
Completely different story, yeah. They're just telling their own story at this point. Like, why even call it a Witcher? I mean, they can base it in the universe, but Witcher universe was never a thing before. And I guess it could become a thing with CD Projekt Red going with a different story, but imagine a Witcher game, but you are not Geralt. Like, I wouldn't enjoy it as much, because you know Geralt, but you don't know other Witchers, and other Witchers are actually mutated completely, while Geralt is an oddity with his mutation, because he actually retains some emotion. He hides behind not having emotions when it's convenient to him, but he does. And the other Witchers, not so much. The ones that went with the standard procedure, which went the same way, they are not supposed to have emotion. Didn't Cavill decide to come back? I thought that meant the showrunners changed their mind regarding not following the book. No, they said that he's out, right? That's my latest thing. If he comes back, I don't know. Really, I don't even care. Like, I just saw it, and I went like, yep, that's just gonna be the end of it. If not, I mean, they already made so many mistakes. Yeah, I also heard that last. I don't know. I don't follow it that closely because I don't care about it. Only reason I care about it is it shouldn't exist. Therefore, I will absolutely read about it going into hell, but I don't care if it's doing well, because I just don't care. I don't think it should be a thing. It's like Warhammer. to me. I'd rather them not even attempt to make a good TV show or a movie from Warhammer Universe, because they couldn't handle it, they cannot do it. So just don't touch it, just go and do your repetitious thing that you do all the time for, you know, regular people. If you try to explain Warhammer to boomers, it's not gonna work. Hello, friends, come to Strip. I'm sorry, but your neck always confuses me. I cannot pronounce it. How is it called? Freyheidskämpfer. Freyheidskämpfer. Right. Overwaffel, welcome. Witcher show without the main star, that's crazy. Yeah, I mean, Cavill kind of brought it back with his, you know, performance. He is a very good actor, and he tried to also divert it into that sort of more lore accurate area, but it still ended up being a mess. But he definitely was the reason that it gained as much popularity as it did. Sounded right, okay.
What a stench.
So, where do we go next? We go into the trade quarter and we advance the quest line, I guess. So we did take out the Salamandra base, now we need to talk to Luvardine at New Naracord, which means resting until like 17, 18 o'clock. And I think it's gonna advance the chapters at this point. We've done all the quests in this chapter, I think. I'm just gonna quickly take a look. Yep. Is it? Wanted. Yeah.
Damn, it's hot in this thing.
Quite the dangerous one,
I detest this weather. Grab me a moment.
Do we have any stuff to sell? Not really.
Rain gives me a headache.
Hell, I got welcome. Thanks for the donation, Florian Dancer.
My monthly
Very
tribute to
generous.
the Roman Empire, and not the Amazonian Empire.
Thanks a bunch. Most Germans sound similar to Swedish. Yeah, to an outside observer I would say the same, but I'm sure Swedish people disagree. But to me it sounds kind of similar when I
Welcome to my humble
hear the two.
establishment.
I still cannot understand either, mind
Can
you.
I help
but...
you?
Okay, we
I
need the rest.
Got a room?
Yes, 5 orins.
Can understand surprising amount of basic German. We did get a lot of words from German traders in the past. Can you imagine that is some shared heritage? Let's do this. So being closely related is also a bonus, for sure. Like, Nordic is North Germanic heritage, you know.
I'll smash your face. Your mother sucks dwarf.
Let's go upstairs. Grammar is so different. Can imagine. Maybe Triss is gonna want to hear about.
Witcher.
We thought not every monster needs to die. Oh yeah, first talk about the stone.
Listen, I found a magical stone at the Salamandra hideout.
Interesting. Let me see. Geralt, it's a telecommunicator. It leaves a magical trace of any transfers.
Use plain language.
With a bit of luck, we can use this to find the Salamandra base.
So...
I need to speak with Luvardin. We'll talk later.
No, you don't.
We have news about Salamander.
I've waited 2 days already.
Alas, no. Its influence reaches further than we anticipated.
And you have an offer for me.
Why the sarcasm? Salamander has strong political backing. We've been unable to convince town or military authorities to take them on.
How's that possible?
I suspect it relates to recent suspicious edicts.
What will you do?
We need support. An army unit or similar force.
How does that involve me?
We'd like you to negotiate with our potential allies.
Who do you have in mind?
Salamander have ruffled some feathers. The Squareter, the Order of the Flaming Rose.
I'll see what I can do.
If you succeed, we will meet them here.
So I have to go to talk to Siegfried as well. I should ask Triss about dressing her a bit. Okay, we need to do that as well. So I'll have to visit Triss first. Let's rest until morning, go to visit Triss and then go to talk to Siegfried.
A famous
Greetings.
I'm just gonna rest.
I need rest.
Yes.
I don't think we have a level from that, do we? No.
I'm itching to hit someone. Oh, smash your face. Your mother sucks dwarf cock.
I think the chatbot is dead today. I didn't notice that. Let's bring him back. Will it work? Give it a minute. Should save the video game as well. Come on. Let's take a look. Dashboard. I think it's active now.
I'm not playing that.
What brings you here?
Let's go and talk to Triss. Let's go and trace her a bit. Oh yeah, she's here. Sinbad.
You're so good with Alvin.
Know anything more about that magic communicator I gave you?
It allows conversations over short distances. With some knowledge of magic, one can draw quite a bit of information from it. If the salamanders were using it to communicate with their base, I should be able to pinpoint its location.
Short distances. Interesting. Can you check the last communication?
The communicator sent a signal to a house in Vizima. It's marked on your map. Is there something I should know?
I have a hunch. I'll check it out.
All right, but be careful.
I'll see you later.
Let's go check out the house. I think it's near the marketplace.
Are you ill?
A witcher, hide your women.
That's it. Guess you can take that.
Hello again, Witcher.
Greetings, Radovid.
No magic mirror between us this time. I'm pleased you found my sanctuary. Triss Merigold lent a hand, am I right?
You know Triss?
Not personally, but I know Philippa Eilhart, and that's like knowing all sorceresses. I wish to speak with you, Witcher.
Who are you? And I don't mean your name.
Good question, but one with no simple answer. I was raised at the Redanian royal court. My father was murdered during the war with Nilfgaard. Ever since I lost interest in toys, I've strived to regain my heritage, find my father's murderers, and introduce order to my lands. Sadly, I'm surrounded by corrupt traitors, overly ambitious sorceresses, and frustrated chaplains of the Eternal Fire.
From what I've seen, the upper crust in Temeria is the same.
Nothing attracts sons of bitches like power.
You wanted something?
Familiar with these strange edicts in Vizima?
I've heard about them.
They bear the royal seal, but some suspect fraud.
Tell me more.
It's just as Tala said. Foltest didn't sign these. I'd recognize his signature.
You know Taller?
Certainly. I'd be a fool not to know Temeria's chief of intelligence.
So Foltest didn't declare martial law?
No. I feel I should inform him of this.
Who is Philippa?
One of Redania's most prominent citizens. She has bribed, dazzled, or bullied half of Redania's elite. She also belongs to the Lodge of Sorceresses, as does your Triss.
They don't accept sorcerers?
No. Each sorceress believes she's to decide the fate of the world. Sometimes they do.
If you say so.
Don't disregard sorceresses. Beautiful, wise, helpful. At least so they present themselves. Someday, I'll put them in their place. Though in her favor, Triss once betrayed her girlfriends.
I trust Triss.
Mark my words.
What's your connection to Ada?
I had hoped to persuade her to marry the King of Redania, which would benefit both kingdoms. With Foltest's help, our king could finally rid himself of all the parasites surrounding him. In turn, Redania could support Temeria in its fight against the Scoia'tael. I need not mention the benefits of increased trade. The kingdoms united could resist the expanding powers of the knightly orders and the guilds. Additionally...
Enough. You've convinced me, but I'm not Ada.
And you, Witcher, what do you think of Foltest's daughter?
What do you want to know?
You're an expert on monsters. You broke her Striga spell.
True.
Can she bear children?
I don't see why not.
Healthy, human children?
I believe so.
Yeah.
One of the knowing could examine her.
Thank you. Keep this conversation confidential, and please don't meddle in Redania's dynastic intentions.
I generally don't meddle, so you have nothing to fear, Your Majesty.
When did you figure it out?
Well, there's the way you spoke of Redania, of Ada, and then there's your ring.
If ever in Redania, visit the royal court. Farewell.
Farewell, King.
Okay, so that's done. Now I need to go back to Naracord, rest until evening, talk to Luvardin again. It's so annoying to constantly rest. Actually, shouldn't we talk to Siegfried? I think we need to talk to Siegfried to entice him to help us. Maribor Gate, no, we need to go Temple Quarter, which means this way and left.
Those swords just for show.
How could I make coin here?
Quite the dangerous one bearing weapons on your back.
No reason to be here, white-haired one. Duty calls.
Same.
The elves are worst. I despise those bastards since
So let's talk to Siegfried. That's a long nickname. Hey, Norapine Hints. But you usually play Gothic. I played Gothic a little bit.
Enough of this.
But it's not my main thing. My main thing is
Geralt?
Caesar
How's
3
your leg?
specifically.
Fine. A mere scratch.
But yes, I've played Gothic before.
I'm to receive a medal for saving the property of some townspeople.
I see.
You'd be eligible, but medals are only awarded to knights. Unless...
No. I won't join with that vow of celibacy.
I understand. Hey, yes?
Right, let's convince him.
I have a proposal.
But...
will you help me
which
destroy
one,
the Salamandra?
How?
Which one is very similar to Gothic 1 and 2, with its
Is
balance
this some
of enemies
political plot?
and the game design in general.
You trusted me at the bank.
Okay. Any details?
The new Neracourt
Heroes
Tavern.
3.
Come by tonight.
I'm not
I'll
a
be
fan.
there.
Wait for our signal.
I don't play that, but I know some people who do. Yeah, we do agree on that.
What's this?
Again, some people disagree, but I like it the most, personally. But I do play with some visual mods because the game is a little bit dated at this point. Thronebreaker is best CD Projekt Red game. I do have Thronebreaker, but I didn't really give it a proper go. Is it the one where you go with the Queen? I haven't really played that much. Maybe I didn't give it a proper chance. To me, it didn't seem that interesting. Are there any other good Eastern Slavic fantasy folklore RPGs out there? RPGs not so much, but you could try Thea, The Awakening, which is a turn-based game, survival strategy game. But it has a lot of flavor and folklore. Mythical creatures like sort of like in Witcher, so Slavic mythological creatures, be it strigas, werewolves, you know, different kind of things. Queen Maeve, okay, right, yeah. No, it's not just a Gwent. Gwent is in Witcher 3 and then Gwent as a separate game, and this separate Gwent game, I don't like that. I like Gwent in Witcher 3, but not in as a separate thing. Gwent is just battle. Oh yeah, you have the card battle. Yeah, I didn't like that much either. I really didn't give it a proper chance. I might at some point. Could you call Kingdom Come Deliverance Eastern Slavic? I don't think so. At that point, Bohemia was part of the Holy Roman Empire, and usually you had very similar traditions and even culture to German states. It was, at that point, you had no pagans basically. You had no people who would practice the old faith, so everyone was, you know, Christian, or you just were not existing. So, I wouldn't necessarily call that that. There were some differences in especially technology between the regions, like for example people here understood a little more about agriculture while Germans understand more about mining and metallurgy, but you know, yeah, definitely not Eastern Slavic. It's more generic medieval, though it's set in Bohemia, but it's correct. Like it is absolutely correct. If you wanted pagan Bohemia, you would go to 7th, 8th, 9th century AD, of course, and then before that you would have Celts and Germans just inhabiting this general area as well. So about culture conflict with the main Germans, yes, and that is a story that like is weaved throughout the Bohemian history, but you need to understand that before Austria-Hungary became a thing, and which means after the Austro-Prussian War, there was not really like the nationalistic movement in here for a long time. We were basically subjugated peoples. For like German was the main language for the longest time here. People even now from where I come, for example, you have people who exclusively speak German, like the older people from there who actually remember some of the later events. They still do speak just German. You have people who, you know, it was just a completely subjugated nation for the longest part of its history. Then you had the first republic, then you had the second one, communism changed a whole bunch of stuff. But overall, we didn't really identify even as a nation for a very long time. That's just how it is. And yes, there was a revival, you know, in the 19th century, but they even like had to invent legends. They had to invent the whole language from bottom up because it was lost. We had only common people in the villages speak Czech, basically. You had mostly German as your language. If you needed to do any official business or trade or anything, you would have to use German. And that was, everyone accepted because it was the norm and it was the thing for the longest time. But, you know, I don't want to delve into politics, but that's just how it is. And I'm from here, I can say this. This is how it is. Wasn't the Baltic still pagan when KCD takes place? No. Pagan subjugation is like, you know, 12th century, I think, after Britain was conquered by William the Conqueror, you got a fall of the Scandinavian paganism gradually at first, but at that point, I think Norwegian king became Christianized, and then he fought a civil war against his pagan subjects. He won, and then from that point on, it severely eroded the pagan influence. Czech is a Western Slavic that is Western Slavic nation. There are not that many of them, but Czechs were one of them. But again, like modern day people who live here, if you take blood tests, you would not find that many original Slavic genes in them. You've got like a third at most for most people. Because this is a freaking melting pot. In terms of historical events, like every army came through here, it was customary for them to loot villages, and that came with several other ramifications, namely rape, or even, you know, soliciting services from some people. And so you would have a lot of genes being transferred that way, not to mention that this was part of the Holy Roman Empire for a very long time, then part of Austria-Hungary. You had people from these places just be here, settle here as well, a lot. You had a huge minority of Germans, like the biggest one we had ever was actually Germans that lived here before Second World War. And in general, just, you know, the people who came here in the 7th century AD, just, you can imagine how that's gonna impact your genealogical record after 1300 years of this. So none of the people here are truly Slavic anymore, but the heritage is still kind of there, but it's sort of like, I guess comparing it would be the closest thing you could do is say, look at Rurikid Russia, where they had descended of Scandinavian rulers and people who created their state, well, Kievan Rus, and then they actually didn't have that much in common, genealogically speaking, with them, but they still kept the state in accordance with their, you know, how they showed them how to do it, because previous Slavs didn't have their state. So similar sort of thing, you know. I've been studying on Erasmus in Czech Republic. Yeah, that's the student exchange program. I hope it's gonna be Poland 2.0, but it was Poland 1.0, everything the same. I miss Klavičky. Yeah. I'm not sure if it's the same, I wouldn't say that. I visited Poland and it's very different, but even people look different. But maybe to someone else it looks similar, I don't know. I can't really speak for everyone, but if you are from here you will see the differences and they are quite stark, but... Like poutine on us. I like poutine on you. Everyone knows that Canada came up with poutine.
No reason to be here, white hair.
But yeah, like also comparing like current day Russian state to that is insane. It went through so many political upheavals since then. It has nothing in common. It's just I mentioned the first ever proper state created on Russia's soil was actually made by Scandinavians, but it's neither here or there.
It's not every day I get an illustrious customer like you.
Greetings.
Can I help you?
As to Paul, I have both Russia and Russians kek. I hate both Russia and Russians, yeah. I mean, it's in your...
I need rest. Got a room?
It's practically
Yes,
a
5
mandatory
orders.
thing. I have no love for some parts of their history either, but I wouldn't say I hate Russian people. I wouldn't say that. But I do take a severe distrust of their governmental bodies, and that goes from, like, you know, basically ever in history they just had a freaking horrible regime. Not to mention their overlordship over, you know, when they brought communism, it was the worst, the darkest part of our modern history.
You're different. Interesting.
Putin, yum. There can't be that many countries that you do like them. Oh. Well,
Yes?
it depends. I mean, with Poland, it's kind of difficult, yeah, because I don't think they mostly generally like if you take the most general opinion, I don't think they like Czechs much either. They don't like Germans and they don't like Russians, so they don't like Ukrainians either much. Like, not the recent events. Just forget about the war, okay? Just if you know anything about Second World War and, for example, Volyn, you would know why I'm talking about that. I cannot go into detail because I don't want to get taken off Twitch, but you know, everyone loves Germans, of course. No, I mean, like, you know, with Poland it's kind of difficult. I guess they actually, the closest relations they would have is probably France and Britain, like in terms of affiliation. But still, like, yeah, they didn't help. Same with here, like there was a set of alliances before Second World War, and when the Allies just let Munich happen, then people here changed their opinion of the Allies severely. But, you know, again, why are we talking about this? You're playing The Witcher.
May I ask something?
Of course.
I see many expensive foods here.
Someone
How do you
okay.
feel about Vizima's starving?
Ha! Helping the sloths in this city would bankrupt me in a day.
If you help defeat...
This game is made in a
I'm a
modified
man of
Neverwinter
principle.
Nights engine.
If I
Crazy
help
how
the
good it
poor,
looks. Oh, I didn't know
I'd
that.
want to help all, without exception.
May I ask something?
I'm not sure you're right about
I
Germans.
see many expensive foods here. How do you feel about Vizima's starving?
Long in post-Prussian area.
Helping the sloths in this city would bankrupt me in a day.
And it's probably still apparent.
I'm a man of principle. If I help the poor, I'd want to help all, without exception.
Yeah, not only there.
Farewell.
You had just, you know, there are things that have been forbidden to talk about for the longest part of the modern history. Like, for example, what the liberators have done here. They've killed a shit ton of people, not just ethnic German people, which is by itself a war crime as well, which was never investigated, but also locals, which had no hand in helping the regime previously or anything like that. You know, Russians. They just come and do what they like. So, due to them not bringing supplies of food usually, they just rely on pillage, for example. They don't actually bring food. Like, they bring ammunition and fuel, but food is something that can be always gotten along the way. So yeah. But let's not talk about that, because it's dangerous. Even though it's kinda in accordance to what the government wants you to talk about at this point in time, I still don't see it as a thing. Like, I'm not saying that because of the current war, just forget it happened. Just we don't talk about that, okay? That's too salty for this channel. But in terms of historical context, like, this happened a long time ago, but it still is a whole bunch of war crimes. and it shouldn't be forgotten. And unfortunately, for the longest time in history, like now people come and say, yes, now we can talk about this because they are finally, or they are the enemy. But yeah, like maybe you should have done something about it when those people were around and they could be prosecuted and everything. But you know, no one cares. It's just frustrating. Okay, what did he tell us? I completely forgot. I should tell Triss about the secret meeting. Why is she not here? Okay, fine. So sad Twitch doesn't like discussions like this. It'd be great if this was a normal discussion over the platform. Yes! I mean, I would also like that. I would also like there to be more dissenting opinions allowed. Like, even people who think something completely different should be allowed to say their thing. Like, argument is basics or basis of civilized society. If you cannot handle an argument, then it's not a civilized society.
I need a rest.
Unfortunately, we just don't have that. Business is business.
That seems satisfactory.
Yeah. As I say, like, we are not supposed to be talking about this, but I can talk a little bit without angering too many people, I think. But still,
so good with Alvin.
We shouldn't.
Listen, I've found us some allies.
Great. In time for our meeting with Luvarden. We'll discuss it with him.
Once again, we get into the rhetorics part.
You should know we've angered some powerful people. This meeting could change much.
What do you mean?
Tend to any unfinished business in Vizima, and prepare. Afterwards, it may be too late.
We are ready.
I'm ready. Let's meet at the new Nera court.
I'll inform the interested parties.
How do you know who?
The more
I'm a sorceress, remember?
The more
and you think
trouble
so
you will
loud,
get.
I can't help reading your mind.
I wouldn't say it's little stuff, but you definitely are not encouraged to share your views unless it conforms heavily with the mainstream and what it wants. Which is difficult at times, even if you want to. I don't want to, but even if you do, it is difficult because mainstream changes quickly, depending on, you know, what the powers in B want. And so those people kind of have to. It was like that with every regime, though. Like you would have, it's called turncoats, right? So you've got people who always follow the main path, and they will be very happy to switch from, for example, in context of Second World War, they would happily switch from Nazi supporters to communism and just immediately start ratting out people around
the militia learned of your meetings. Salamander has spies in the army. You must flee.
No, I won't. I must speak to the others.
The Salamanders will be here soon.
Then I'll face them. You run.
You must think poorly of me if you believe I'd let you face them alone. I expected you'd stay and fight. My people are ready. They volunteered.
Vincent is gonna help us.
Don't get yourself killed. If anything should happen to you, Carmen
will understand.
City guards? How did you...
You're not the only ones with informers in the army.
Vincent, siding with the Witcher was foolish. You don't stand a chance.
We'll see.
Okay, group style. I could do Ignite, but let's just start swinging. Actually, let's cast it. Let's do this.
Tough cop. Whore from the slums. True love. Love that overcomes a powerful curse. A fairy tale.
That's too ancient.
In a world dominated by scorn and meanness.
I mean, we know about it,
bandits and murderers,
but
true love
no one really has any weird feelings about that. It's so long ago. Everyone's dead. People here who lived through it are dead. People in your place are dead who lived through it a long time dead. So not even like, you know, transferring knowledge from generation to generation doesn't apply. It's just in school basically. But yeah, no hard feelings, certainly. As I said before on Discord, if we were to be salty about everyone that ever invaded us or that we invaded, we wouldn't have any friends. Vincent is alive. It is better if he's a werewolf. He can survive much more, but he made it. Which reminds me, the Earth is cylindrical. There, I just resolved the argument between flat earthers and your response. I mean, there are some people who believe the flat Earth thing, but it's insane. But you know, if that's your thing, I don't want to insult anyone. But it's baffling. Yeah, for sure. Like, the more happened in the 20th century, it definitely overshadowed whatever came before that. So a lot of that stuff was just completely forgotten at that point. Also, you need to keep in mind there were several different government entities at that point, like from there until now, and so also the statewide sort of propaganda was just not there in terms of antagonizing Swedes, because it didn't happen to this regime, so it was fine. And as I said, like, we had wars with Poland, we don't hate Poland, it's just the way it is. Siegfried.
Geralt, we were waiting.
Greetings.
I was worried.
Decided anything?
The Order is apparently willing to cooperate.
I still hold grudge against Italy for betraying us in World War I.
Misunderstandings do arise between different
I can
members of the
understand
Order,
that.
but I take it we're clear about what we're doing.
Misunderstandings?
No matter.
It's a little bit harder
somewhere.
Triss will teleport you and
for
Siegfried
us to hate
the
everyone.
Salamander base. You'll open the gates for the knights.
When?
Still needs deciding.
Quiet.
Because Bohemia was not even a self-governing entity during World
Open
War
up
I.
in the name of King Foltest and the Flaming Rose!
It's De Wet. Traitorous monk. A disgrace to our profession.
I didn't foresee this problem.
Siegfried, I know you're associating with that witch! You're finished!
Triss, can you transfer us now?
Is that wise?
This may be our only chance. Akimbaga Hara!
I knew this knight who turned to soup while being teleported.
I'm counting to 3! You're screwed, Siegfried!
Soup? Maybe,
Dark Ambra der Hadrin.
Okay, there you go. Teleportation. Geralt loves teleportation, as we all know. But it's necessary.
Where the hell am I? Triss overdid it this time.
Save the game. But even in terms of Witcher teleportation, like, it's much simpler than, for example, Warhammer Lightning Strike, or like Teleportarium stuff. You could end up in the walls. In Witcher, it's kinda
better here than the middle of some
liberal.
banquet.
It's that Witcher.
Take the sword. I want to fight as many of them at once as possible, but this guy's blocking me. Let's kill him. Group style would be preferable. Let's bring them all together. Yeah. They do say that. They do say that a lot, actually. Do we want to loot? Probably yes. Money is always good. You need that for books mostly, and then I think the final armor does also cost fairly a bit. But we'll have another area to go through. Another chapter, that is. What is this book? We already read that. Okay. There's a sack. Don't want that. I'm just playing. My parents had a small yacht, and I know the sailboats that move into the distance disappears. So that's we can only see the sails. Even in small buoys, we can see the evidence of the curvature. What the actual fuck have I just read? Is that are those lyrics from some song? Because it doesn't make sense to me, which makes me think it's music related. Because as we all know, modern music just doesn't make sense. Because why would it?
There's no time to lose.
Siegfried?
Open the gate and let the order inside.
Where's Triss?
She stayed behind to deal with that lunatic De Wet. But she cast Alzur's shield before teleporting you.
Alzur's shield?
A powerful spell. From the book you found in the swamp.
Strange. I don't recall giving it to her.
Would you take on the entire base yourself?
Any ideas?
The Salamanders are using a magic portal to enter their base. Cursed elven magic.
Can we use it?
The sorceress said it is activated by a magic stone. There is something of the sort in the cave, to the right.
How come gravity is strong enough to bend oceans, but birds can still fly? I don't know.
This is your final.
The only thing I know is Earth is round. Don't ask me why. It is like that though. It's just the scale of Earth, I think, is the main reason for it. It's just so large that you don't really see the curvature until you see, like, you know, ocean. Or very, very, very large plains, like steppes. Possibly, but not really in another way. Space is so big. If space is so big, why doesn't that fist fight me? Yeah. Those are the questions. Prohibit a list of forbidden artifacts. Alvaro's portal, named after its discoverer and found amidst the Elven ruins beneath Vizima, one of the few existing stable portals. Disassembled and concealed in when the mages were exiled from Vizima by King Foltest, see the Thanet Island incident. It is said that the portal is activated with the Stone of Power. Yeah, Thanet Island incident is in the books. Let's activate this thing. Got reinforcements, great. Let's take this. So I'm gonna drink a swallow. Take the sword. Group style.
You will die slow. Spare no one! Onward, charge! Charge!
This mage needs to go. There's also demon.
Defend yourself!
Okay, do we have time to loot? There is Azar Javed, but no one's attacking him, so we should be fine.
Eternal fire, fill my heart.
Yeah, they didn't have anything on them anyway. Save the game. A local news agency covered flat earthers. Some felt offended and said we are not all weirdos. Some just avoid questions. This was their example. Okay. Yeah, as I said, I don't want to offend people. If you believe that, you know, that's fine. I'm not saying you do, but there might be some people who do. I don't have beef with them. It's just baffling to me. Like, you know, I think we know better at this point, so we shouldn't really believe such things. But if you do, on you, that's fine. I don't want to talk about it.
I wouldn't mind
an ale. Bullshit. No, let's not talk about it. I want to offend people.
White Wolf.
Even though, if you ask me personally, somebody else not on Twitch, I would totally tell you what I think about it.
We can resolve this. Ha! I underestimated you in the swamp, but you won't surprise me now. Even Siegfried of Denel would follow you into fire. All is aligning with the grand plan. Should you demonstrate wisdom, you'll see it realized.
What if I refuse? Witches are simple and sentimental.
Who are you fighting for? Foltest? A monarch with more sins on his conscience than Professor has words in his vocabulary. Foltest impregnated his own sister and let his offspring eat the city's inhabitants for years. Furthermore, during the war, he allowed Nilfgaard to plunder and torch neighboring allied kingdoms.
Your point?
If not Foltest, then who? The Lodge of the Sorceresses? You know not what those bitches do to influence post-war treaties, the resettlements, deportations, the unresolved matter of the Scoia'tael, and others.
Your dazzling conclusion?
Salamandra is not evil, not more than those with the will to shape their own fate.
If Salamandra is not evil incarnate, then what of Javed? Immorality, rape, murder, treason. What would you call this creature?
The future, evolution, or destiny?
Screw that future. I'd rather fight a nightmare, even if it's hopeless.
You won't surprise me this time. Now, die!
He's full of himself.
Azur's shield. Professor, tend to him. I have no counter.
We got knocked out, but we have Azur's shield, so fine. I have to go after Professor.
Javed crumbled in the swamp. He could easily have destroyed me and made off with the spellbook. He lost it, fled. Azur's shield worked beautifully. Javed ran, leaving the Professor behind. I won't let him escape next time.
What's this?
Geralt, are you well?
What happened?
You got hit. Hard. The sorceress must have cast a protective spell.
Azur's shield.
Professor escaped, and the barrier blocks our path.
I'll find him.
Let's go. No, we only need to save the game. There's gonna be the boss fight, and it can be really bad. You have to use art, I think, to kill the queen. I don't remember it too well, so I'll drop a save. Salamanders, okay, let's...
I'll kill you!
No doubt your life will end soon, and how useless it's been. You'll die knowing you're an aberration.
You're so full of shit, Professor.
Why do you seek to prevent the creation of new witches? The answer's simple. You feel you have no rightful place in this world. You owe your existence to the conjunction of spheres. But your creators erred. Know how?
Enlighten me.
They failed to strip you of emotion. You were meant to slay monsters without making judgments, philosophizing, or nursing doubts. You're ineffective.
Well, this ineffective, doubt-ridden historical freak is about to kill you. Let's dance.
Come on, warrior. I think the game crashed. Yeah. Well, that's why you do saves. Let's load it back up. Have I played CRPGs, Age of Decadence and Dungeon Rats? No, I don't even know what these are. I've played some other RPG games, but these, I don't even know what they are. So I'm not sure how old they are or what it really is about. I might like them. Okay. Are they on Steam? That's another important question. I don't want to really star everything. Okay. I'll just kill these first before we talk to the professor. Finish these off. And we'll save the game if possible. Let's hope it doesn't crash again.
No doubt.
Yours.
Why do you...
Well, let's skip that. We already heard that.
And like...
Well... This fast ends now.
I think you need fast style. Despite him, ignore the chicken horse.
You've triumphed. Go ahead. Your invaluable witch's treasure awaits. You have what you wanted. Show mercy. Never hurts to ask. So you can parry arrows in flight.
Now we need to use the art. I don't think we can hurt her regularly.
Supports. I could try toppling them to block the passage.
Need to be careful. We could kill ourselves with those. I don't know how far the rocks reach, so let's go back here. Let's go back here. That's a lot. I'm not sure why it's stuck.
4 years. If I buried this entire cave, the beast would never survive.
Where is it? It's still there. I'm still stuck fighting this. I don't know why. Maybe I need to bury it more, even without it actually being here. Like I should use this, right? Not sure. Come on. This is such a confusing part to me because when it's always a boss fight, it's just, you know, oh, let's use just something completely unrelated. It's not good. Can we even crush this support? Yes. Okay. Oh, it's so many. Okay. No, don't. He's gonna throw the dagger. The sword. Let's take the silver. Come on. Here, okay. Careful. Come on.
Entire salamander base will land on my
I'm dead. We did kill her, but we need to do it from the safer corridor. Let's load it once more. It's fine, just again. Every time boss fight is like this, it's just annoying. I'd rather just straight up fight. Yeah, dead. As I said, it's kind of hard to judge where it's safe and where it's not. Load it. I'm still dead? Okay, fine. Yeah. It's just, it's not fun. It's not good, and it's very common in old games for it to be like this. Definitely the weakest part of this game, but then again, it is kind of fine. It's just annoying. Come on. I'm still dead. Well, maybe I just run for the last room. I don't think I'm supposed to be crushing that then, because last time it might have been a bug that it left me alive. Because it is killing me. Get a silver sword. Want to fight our way through. I'm dead. The queen can also kill you quite quickly. Oh, frustrating. Okay, fine. try this again. I'm dead. But is it because of her or is it because of the falling rocks? It's hard to know. Did it crash or... No, it's fine. It's just very slow. Click. Game is slow. I don't know why. Which makes everything even worse. Crush it. No, it kills you. It kills you instantly. Okay, fine. Because it falls like here, but graphically it's there. Now it shifts. Okay, fine. I'm gonna have to fetch something real quick. I'm gonna be right back. Let's pause it. Okay, let's try and do this. Again, I don't remember how it's done. I just remember I hated this when I played it last time, and for good reason. This is not good, it's not fun, it's not proving anything, it's just stupid. But it has to be done. There's nothing I can do about it, so let's just do it. Start. One hit, okay. And I can't run through because, you know, there are shit tons of them, so you cannot move when there are enemies like that. I can try, but it never works. No.
Try top, block the passage.
Go. Can you jump? He does that automatically, by the way. I have no influence over when he does that. Go. Oh. She hits you, you are dead. Go. And go. No. Come on. Come on, Geralt, come on. We don't have time for this. Come on. Let me through. Damn it. Go. Okay, it's done. So she has all the things that he had on him. There's the rare ingredient from her. Unknown oil. We can take that. Professor's letter ready to send, and we found the Book of the Wolverine. Formula for potions. Kikimon's higher. Stamina upgrade unconsumed. Not that great. It's a Sapphire Professor's report. I hope I'll be able to get the other thing as well. Just double clicked on that. Let's take a look. Regrettably, I must question the benefits of our alliance with Princess Ada. That slut is extraordinarily spoiled and very difficult to persuade. She proved incapable of introducing an effective state of emergency, and her ham-fisted forgeries set the Witcher on her trail. We will stay true to our word and encourage Ada's delusion for the time being. However, with Foltest returning shortly, we should proceed with the second part of our plan. I presume I will myself resolve the problem with Geralt of Rivia quickly and in a radical fashion. However, I must insist you cease referring to him as son of a bitch. Appellations of this nature are entirely inaccurate, inappropriate, and painfully primitive. As expected, the substances which were delivered allow us to control the Kikimors and their mother. At last, the laboratory is working properly, making valuable use of the secrets of Kaer Morhen. Professor's draft letter. Azar, you fool, you failed to foresee that the boy Alvin, upon whom we placed so much hope, is capable of opening unstable portals. Shortly after you captured him, the little shit simply disappeared. He was so scared his legs could hardly bear him, and yet he gave us the slip. I spent a fortune finding the teleportation trail, so I know where he is, but I lack people and can't possibly send my imbeciles after him. I've decided to send a man we need to test. True, I doubt his loyalty, but either way, we will recover the boy. Send your people to the village of Murky Waters immediately. If my messenger fails to return with Alvin by the time they get here, they should kill him and bring the child to you. To the laboratory. Hurry, time is of the essence. Save the game. We did read this, right? Yeah. You did good.
I should have known you'd discover who was behind the counterfeit royal seals. I was wrong to see you merely as a monster slayer.
The better you know me, the more impressive I become.
Any chance you haven't deduced everything?
Not much. I know you plan to stage a coup, assume power while your father is away. I also know you found an ally in Salamandra.
My plans remain unchanged, and you won't stop me. I condemn you to death, sentenced to be carried out at once.
Your Highness.
Sorry, Geralt. The right of state never sleeps.
As the condemned, I have the right to a last wish. One last kiss from you.
The game again assumes that we romance her, we didn't.
A scandalous request. But the last wish is a sacred custom. So be it.
You wish, Witcher.
He has been spirited away. Someone will pay for this.
Chapter 4? This one is not my favorite.
Out of that strange hole in the sky.
Clever girl.
Mother says I meddle.
Perhaps.
I know everything. Ask me.
Okay.
What is this place?
This is the shore. Beyond lies Murky Waters, and beyond that, fields. By boat, you can get to the island.
You do know a lot.
I know everything. Ask me.
What's happened here recently?
Alina, the village chief's daughter, will soon marry. For gold, Mother says.
Right.
Mother also says Alina's sister Selena yearns for Julian. He's Alina's fiancé who lives at the inn. What does yearn mean?
She really likes Julian.
Oh, Then Julian yearns for Alina, Selena yearns for Julian, and Alina likes Julian's gold but yearns for Adam. Adults are stupid.
Undeniably.
I know everything. Ask me.
I saw a city.
The submerged city of an ancient race full of treasure and monsters. Now fish people live there. I fear them, but the one sitting by the statue of the lady seems jolly.
I'm losing track.
And I sometimes take fish to the sick and poor elves when the Fisher King catches them. And on the island you can meet the lady. More beautiful than Alina. She yearns too.
I'm completely lost.
Stupid adults. How can you take care of us when you don't understand and you're always yearning?
Do you know who I am?
You have white hair, like every grandpa. You're ugly, but I like you.
That's lucky.
I know everything. Ask me.
Is the shore safe?
Yes. Sometimes those evil fish people creep out of the water and drive off the funny fishermen. I hide under the fisherman's hut.
Clever.
Of course.
Take care.
A new chapter, a lot of new things. That will have to be done. That is a Voriana priest. I don't want to talk to him yet. As a Naiad, you can pick up a quest from her.
Welcome, warrior.
Greetings.
If not for my woes, I'd rejoice in a swim with you.
What concerns you?
Let's talk.
You mentioned woes.
Terrible indeed. I lost my
Of
turquoise
course, she's a
necklace as
card.
I swam
If
in
everyone needs
moonlight,
to ask that
a
ever
gift
with this
from the
game.
Lady of the Lake.
Where did you swim?
I usually bathe in the lake, yet that night I dared the river near the village. Sadly, the drowners abide there, led by Zephyr.
Who's Zephyr?
Once one of Vizima's most famous thieves. He moved as quietly as the wind, and quite handsome.
And now?
He once escaped through the sewers, but his loot proved too heavy. He joined the drowned dead.
No,
but old
we are not
habits
getting
rarely
it.
die as easily.
I don't think.
He still steals?
Of course.
Because you either
Doubtless
get the
he stole my
card
necklace.
or you get
The
an
drowners
actual
ever protect
monetary
him.
reward.
I'll search for your necklace.
How wonderful! I have no gold with which to pay, but perhaps some trinkets could prove useful.
It's a deal then.
I shall await you at the end of the beach, in an enchanting lagoon.
How do I find Zephyr?
If you slay enough drowners, he'll appear to discover the problem. Remember, drowners only venture out at night.
Where do I find the drowners protecting Zephyr?
They gather at night here on the shore. If you borrow a boat, you may reach the island where you'll find others. Some linger near the village.
Farewell.
Check out the map. We should actually go and deal with that, but let's take a look here first. We have a level up as well. I don't want to rest though. Nighttime is fine. I think that is a trunk. Let's check what's there. I don't know. This. Some gold. I don't want no Guardian Lemon. Let's go ahead and deal with the drowners here. Could also ask the Fisher King for his boat. For a while after we kill the drowners. Need all of them. The regular drowners don't really pose a threat anymore. There are elves, we could talk to them. I think one of them at least plays dice. Which actually means I will meditate for that level up. You can also make the potion. Give him more ire. Two silver talents. Let's take a look. Resistance to bleeding is good, knockback resistance. I'm gonna pick the resistances. Empower. This. Morning.
Geralt, I'm not surprised to see you. It's me, Sheridan. Recognize me?
Sheridan?
Apparently not. You were busy.
It's been some time.
True, Geralt. And see what's come of it. A mess, not assimilation. You work hard, you pay taxes, then come the pogroms. You flee as they torch your tavern.
Hard times.
Good you're here.
Why are you here?
Same as the rest, eating berries and dreaming of my place on Earth.
Try doing something else. Guerrilla warfare can be dangerous.
I've survived that. Humans prevented me from living as I wished to. Disdainful times. More bad luck round the corner.
Need help?
No charity, please.
I see. Care to play dice?
Why not? Got nothing to lose.
Nothing to lose, but a lot of money. Ah, I didn't save though. Okay, fine. Well, it's not great. See what he gets. Seems like my Ostrika Augustus map has more downloads than my other two earlier maps. Is that a gold map? Yeah, I mean, it makes sense, it's a new thing. So each time we advertise that being main part of a map, people will logically check it out more often. I think. But sometimes, like, even, I don't know, I wouldn't look too much into it. If that makes any sense. It's just, seemingly sometimes just some maps get more downloads for no particular reason. Let's try our luck. Just numbers, some might even double downloads by mistake. Yeah, it does happen. Also, some makers did cheese the system by making their maps look like they're more appealing than they are by mass downloading themselves, which was a very disdainful tactic. But some did it. Just, you know, you can't just go and download it yourself like 100 times, for example. But it is a forbidden thing, and Haven people will know. The mods on the side, they will see your IP. Okay. Let's talk to her. I think she has a quest. I don't remember.
I'm tired of fleeing.
No.
Where will this end?
Elven Craftsman, I think he has a quest.
Kedmil Vatgern.
Greetings. Who are you?
When the chaos of war surrounds us, few care for beauty and harmony. I ensure that beauty remains in the world. I create customized objects.
You're a craftsman?
Craftsmen produce useful items. The beauty of my works could awaken the dead.
There are quite a number of you here.
We escaped from Vizima. The wounded and sick lie in the cave. If you like, speak with our leader, Teruviel.
Any trouble from the inhabitants here?
The Lady of the Lake reigns in this land. We're safe here, though I have heard of conflict with the Vodianoi.
The Lady of the Lake?
The goddess of this land. Listen to the bubbling waters, the whispering of the trees. Look at the waving grains, the smiling people. You'll sense it too.
I think I get it.
You'll understand when you meet her.
Farewell.
Okay. We could meet Lady of the Lake, maybe later. They're knocked out, of course. Oh, too bad. I don't want to finish them off one by one. Fields, right? I don't want to go to fields yet. But it's good to know that this is here. This corpse. Setting and a diamond. There is the reveal. She's Yevon's GF. She's also incredibly hard to talk to. I
Greetings,
think.
Geralt.
Greetings, Elf.
Have you
She's
forgotten me?
fine.
Much time has passed since our encounter at the end of the world.
I lost my memory.
I mean, she's
No
very
matter.
radical as well.
I am called Teruviel, and I am pleased to find you again.
Me too.
What brings you here?
Yeah, she's gonna reveal herself later. For now, she kind of acts like she's very polite. She's not at all what she's like.
Is there any way I can help?
Indeed. We're wounded and hungry. Negotiations with the peasants went poorly. Our dignity is all we have left.
What can I do?
You could buy fresh bread. 20 orange should cover 5 loaves.
I'll return soon.
Yes?
I bought bread.
I'm pleased we didn't misplace our trust.
Here, 5 loaves.
I thank you. Moments like these make me think we can end this spiral of hatred and accept each other as we are.
If you tell her that 20 orange is enough just for 4, I had to give her my own bread. If you go to the baker, he's gonna tell you can only get 4. If you tell her that, she's gonna freak out. So that's done. Anything else?
Yes?
You mentioned we met.
In Dol Blatana, the Valley of the Flowers. A most beautiful place. I granted Dandelion the lute he now plays. Meeting you changed me. I once hated humans without exception. Your words planted doubt. When the war brought all that hatred, I realized there was another way.
I'm glad.
As am I, Witcher.
No, it's full of shit. She's...
Farewell.
No, she is still a murderer and she still will do horrible things. That's fine. Let's go and go this way. I think we'll have to fight some wyverns, unfortunately. Maybe they're here only during night time. So that's actually alright. Let's go. We need wyvern eggs for the innkeeper, I think. But I might have them, and if not, there are more wyverns on the island as well. Let's go this way.
Berengar, mysterious witcher and outcast. I finally found him.
Fucking witch's fate.
What do you want, Witcher? I've been looking for you, Berengar, for some time. I have some questions.
You mean you're not looking for that legendary suit of armor? Well, you'll have to wait, because a Wraith and some Brookside will be here any minute. You think you can handle them?
Think I can't?
Fine. Play tough. As that old stooge Vesemir used to say, let's fight and see.
I can hear them coming. Get ready.
I've been ready since childhood. Those bastards at Kaer Morhen saw to that.
Come on. Brooks up.
Was that necessary?
Alp fangs. Some blood.
Nice style, but not perfect. During a half pirouette, you leave your groin unprotected.
I don't think so.
I'll demonstrate when we get out of here.
I don't intend to discuss swordplay. What do you know about Salamandra?
Straight to the point. Know why I'm laughing, Geralt?
No.
I'm laughing at you. So witchily, fast, deadly, and sure of yourself, with your unwavering sense of what's right. Think you're better than me?
I don't know, but I don't want to fight you.
Oh, that's right. The code forbids it.
Watch it. Here they come again.
Okay, more Alps. Sarcophagus, Markman 200 thing, yeah. Let's do that. There's a piece of armor. It's a quest item. Some gold.
That was easy enough.
Berengar, I'm not about to get killed by a few Bruxae, if that's what you were hoping for. Let's talk.
Who said I wanted to talk? You gonna force me?
I hadn't intended to. I was thinking.
That since we're both Witchers, somehow we'd come to an agreement? To me, you're no better than that scoundrel, the Professor. You're just a bigger hypocrite.
So you worked with Salamandra after all?
I never said that.
Shit.
More. Okay, great. Helps. It's gonna be annoying. Enter group style. Got stunned. That's alright. The vampires are dead. Just need to take care of this thing. Too fast style.
Looks like we're done here.
Can we talk?
Fine, but not here. Let's go outside. Sit by my fire.
Finally.
Let's collect whatever we can get. There's still other corridor there, so we'll search that. Release all the loot to you and he goes into some picture. Yeah, he's an asshole. I don't like him at all. Berengar is such a douche. But we need him, and the good ending is if you don't kill him. He is full of himself, like he blames the Witchers for making him into a mutant. And he really didn't want to be a Witcher, no one chose this. But he's playing... He's behaving like a child all of the time, and I don't think he deserves mercy for what he has done. He worked with Salamandra, he helped steal the secrets. He has caused immense death and suffering. He doesn't deserve mercy, but the game thinks we should let him live. Because he can be persuaded to completely abandon Salamandra and just try to live a better life. But it's tough, and you will have to bear with his character a lot, which is not good. Because as I said again, I don't like him. You will see why, probably. We'll talk to him.
Don't like this. We can talk by the fire. We can talk by the fire. We can talk by the fire. All right, what's so urgent?
I'd best start at the beginning. What's your connection to Salamandra?
What the hell? It's a simple story. They found me some time ago and the professor made me an offer I couldn't refuse. You know the kind. Help us or we'll feed you your balls. I did what I had to do. It's funny. They remind me of Witchers. Never had a choice, with them or you. The Witchers made me a mutant. The professor made me a criminal. An outcast twice over. I escaped as soon as I could. They got nothing out of me. I didn't sell anyone out. And then I came here.
You mentioned a suit of armor?
You don't know the legend? I thought every little Witcher had heard it.
Tell me.
The legend, as legends do, tells of a great warrior. It's more boring than Dandelion's ballad about you, which is hardly possible. But it turns out our hero employed Witcher's fighting techniques while wearing armor. Was he a Witcher? Who knows?
Sounds interesting.
They called him Raven. He had connections to gnome inventors with superior technical knowledge. In their secret workshops beneath Mount Carbon, they created a suit of armor both durable and light. Perfect for a Witcher.
A legendary suit of armor. I should do some treasure hunting.
Good luck. I suspect Raven was buried in it, and I have long scoured cemeteries in hopes of finding it.
Know anyone who could tell me more about the armor?
The local blacksmith is an inventor and knows the legend. You could also try the elven handyman.
I'll do that.
Yeah?
It's gonna be a spoiler, but he actually is still working for the Salamandra. He's been sent here, according to the letter we read, he's been sent here to get Alvin, the boy. He's still working for them.
You mentioned an imperfection in my defense.
Why?
Yes. You leave your groin open when you do a half spin. A beginner would notice. I even know why.
Care to tell me?
To do a half spin correctly, you need to have both legs in working order. One of yours was crushed once.
Possibly.
So it goes. Live by the sword, die by the sword.
Farewell.
Let's go to Murky Waters. Well, those bros, they're cool in all 3 games. What do you mean? I think Berengar is only the first, regardless if you save him or not.
How did you get here?
By teleport.
Triss teleported me too. It was amazing. I always wanted to see what it's like.
She did that for you? Must be having an off day.
So why did Triss teleport you here?
Let's say she saved me from the kiss of death.
Interesting.
The other Witchers are good.
Perhaps I'll use it in my new ballad. In any case, what a truly delightful place. Triss said we should stay here until Princess Ada stops dreaming of slitting your throat.
Not Berengar though.
I have to agree. So, tell me about this place. In prose, if you don't mind.
It's a charming area, thoroughly magical in its mood. The peasants seem altogether happy, while the peasant women are,
Dandelion. Something specific?
Well, there's gonna be a wedding. Alina, the village mayor's daughter, will marry Julian, a wealthy merchant from Kovir. Then there are the Vodianoi. Oh, Alina's taking care of Alvin.
Our Alvin?
Well, yes, unless he has a twin.
Dandelion.
Yes. Oh, I just remembered. Triss said you should watch him since others are after him. Or something like that.
Anything else?
I don't think so. Now to the tavern to meet some charming lass who'll get my spirits up.
Yeah, he's gonna be found in the tavern. Some gold. Let's go this way.
You're different. How interesting.
There's that prize cow. Chief's house, right.
Greetings.
Hello.
What be your moniker?
Geralt of Rivia, Witcher.
Lucky to have 2 witches visit us. Ha ha! I, Tobias Hoffman, am the village chief.
Haha, yourself.
Beastie Beta, what brings you here?
Any work for a Witcher?
A creature looking like a fish with legs appears by the lake. They say the crypt in the fields is home to a beast. It has huge teeth, resembles a dead mother-in-law. Horrible, they say.
Any reward for these creatures?
Bring proof, and I'll be generous.
These are the big monsters.
About what?
Any non-humans around here?
Elves live on the shore. Pretty disagreeable lot. I thought to give them leftover food. They looked at me so cold I nearly froze. They're a strange bunch. Still, I've enough to do here in the village without worrying about them.
I heard there's going to be a wedding.
Yes, my dear daughter Alina is marrying a gallant, hard-working and honest fellow. You know the joy that finding a good lad for your daughter brings? No? Thought not. Fighting is all your kind thinks about.
That's not quite true, but... Listen, got any jobs for a Witcher?
There are more urgent matters. We'll need to discuss that another time.
Farewell.
We also can get notices if we interact with the notice board. Gonna be some things. There's a notice board in front of the inn, I think. First, let's go ahead and talk to some people. Adam. Is he here? No. ballads, fairy tales and stories. Sure. I don't remember who is responsible for books in the village. We'll find out. Don't need flowers.
Greetings!
Hello.
How can I help the gentleman?
Who might you be?
Master Handyman at your service. I handle repairs of all kinds, produce strange and non-standard objects, and am a capable creative blacksmith and carpenter.
You're rather versatile.
One has to survive, so I offer other services. Besides, I have an expensive hobby.
A hobby?
My kin and I yearn to build a flying machine. We built several already, but none worked. We had to cover the pilot's medical expenses.
I see.
Yes?
Berenger mentioned you know the legend of Raven.
I know nothing about the legend. I'm more interested in technology. That armor was a breakthrough in armor design, made possible by advances in metallurgy and smelting.
Very interesting. About the armor.
I can tell you about its qualities.
Good, but remember I know little about metallurgy or smithery.
3 elements remain of Raven's armor. A spalder, a rear brace, and a gauntlet. The highest quality iron ores and state-of-the-art technologies were used in its making, not some useless Temerian smelting pots. The gnomes surpass us technologically by an age. Beneath Mount Carbon, they have blast furnaces and quenching tanks, equipment beyond our reach.
Can you tell me about the armor?
As you wish. The technologies I mention allow for the production of steel both hard and flexible, essentially indestructible. As I said, only parts of the armor remain. To recreate the entire suit, you must find replacement material and someone to assemble the parts.
Any suggestions?
Search crypts where great knights were interred. I heard the counts of the Reuter dynasty wore similar armor. Pieces of that should be reforgeable.
Okay, let's see. Oh, he carried over the inventory from one of the smiths in the city. From the order smith, I think. Sell him various things. We don't need this anymore. We don't need this anymore. Sell him the books. Sell him these things. Flutterfang. Books. We don't need Fistek anymore. Okay. He also could sell a new kind of sword, I think. Right? Maybe that's his assistant, actually, his son that runs the shop. It's just a forging. But you can see how much we sold over the course of the game.
A customer.
Why so surprised?
Rarely do any buy arms in murky waters. I'm no salesman like my father.
Your father?
My father told me to sell arms. But if no one buys... Oh, but better not to argue with father.
Maybe he wanted you busy.
Perhaps. I'm to sit quiet and sell to those who want to buy.
Yeah. There's a sword. Let's take a look at it. Damage plus 50%, precise hit 40%. Oh, it's actually not. It's not just precise hit. It's disarm, pain, and precise hit. What about our meteorite sword? Yeah, it's worse. So it's a better weapon. It just looks like cat because it's this curved thing, but it's better, so we'll use it. It's 3,000 gone. There is a rune, earth rune, sun rune, blinding. Yeah, I want this one. And then possibly get one of these.
I love weddings.
Okay, so Murky Waters, it's gonna have a bunch of quests and contracts and all that. I feel like we should probably leave it for another episode. When we just, you know, handle it properly. I would like to get through the chapter quickly. As I said, I'm not the biggest fan of this one specifically since it has different kind of feel to it, which it's not bad when you play it for the first time, but when you play it multiple times, it gets kind of repetitive quite quickly. So let's just talk to this person in the herbalist hut. We get a notice board and then we'll call it. Let's take a look at it. Alp contract, Basilisk contract, Pivernack contract, Centipede, Devour. Alright. We already have the Alp Fangs. Get a torch. Again, I don't think it matters. There's Abigail from the first chapter. If you remember her.
Greetings again, Geralt.
Greetings, Abigail. You found a new home.
I was welcomed with open arms. Their own healer died last winter. If you like, I'll betray to you their greatest secret.
You haven't changed a bit.
I've developed a special ointment, drawing on the old healer's recipe. It makes their cow's coat shine. In truth, I have changed. What brings you here? For I cannot believe you missed me.
Swamp monsters, field plants, you already read that. Okay.
Did you post this notice?
About the Devourer's teeth? I need 10 for a love potion.
Then I'm off to hunt Devourers.
I await your catch.
That is a lot.
Why don't you live in the village?
Witches live outside villages, as they always have. You must accept that.
Abigail, remember the cave?
The past is past, nothing more.
Take care.
Geralt just casually starts to already hitting on her. Well, let's just go. Should go to tavern. We can do fist fighting as well. That's kind of quick, and it would be good to get done before next time.
Old age is no jest.
There might be someone to play in dice as well.
Can I help you?
Fighting or watching?
There must be someone from them who is the tougher fighter. I think we've beaten every other fist fight, so we should be still on track. The Rock Champ.
I heard you beat Butterbean and Fat Fred.
And Gablada. I'm looking for a worthy opponent.
Then welcome. They call me The Rock.
Sounds ominous.
Want to fight a real champion?
What's the wager?
500 orins.
I'm in.
Sometimes I prefer to be a peasant.
Who wants to get slapped?
One more, I think. Yep.
Congratulations, champ. Before you collect your reward, know another fight awaits.
Who with?
Go to the swamp, where you'll meet the Nameless One. Choose your reward.
Meteorite Steel, I'll take best of all runes, I'll take the coin. I'll take the rune.
I'll take the best of all runes.
Here.
Is it an earth rune? A moon rune. It's not very good, but whatever.
Who wants to get slapped?
Greetings, Witcher. I've heard a lot of good things about your kind.
That's rare. Usually people treat me like a leper.
Not in my house. When I was a child, I heard many tales of a witcher who saved my grandfather's life in exchange for a silver penny.
That must have been a while back. I'm Geralt.
Oh, yes. In the olden days. I'm Julian. It's a pleasure.
Stand still.
Check what he has. Striga book. Yeah. For the blood. Creation of horrid monsters. Madness and despair. The water gods.
Geralt?
Any work for a witcher?
That's right. We extract antique items from the underwater city. You'd be amazed how much people are willing to pay for them. The fish people don't like it. Unfortunately, we've already hired a different witcher.
Another witcher? Who? Where is he?
His name is Berengar. You'll find him in the crypt. I think he's finally gotten to work.
Thanks. We'll talk again about the Vodyanoi. I need to speak with Berengar first. Farewell.
Okay, you'll do that. Yeah, let's talk.
Tell me the story of your grandfather.
Grandfather, may Melitele watch over his soul, had a plot of land. A piece of a rocky, frozen valley in northern Kovir, and a deserted coal mine with no coal. Grandfather always said that a treasure was concealed in the valley. He worked hard every year to discover that treasure. Initially, many gladly took the jobs he offered and helped. But soon it became clear that Grandfather had gone mad, that there was no treasure. When he was 47, had rheumatism and a collection of Bobolak scalps above his mantle, he was overcome with grief and went outside. He began cursing the heavens, berating all the known gods in the foulest language he knew. The gods answered. There was a terrible rumble, and an avalanche descended on the valley. Grandfather regained consciousness, burrowed out of the snow, and looked around to see something that would change his life. The entire valley was glimmering strangely, glimmering so beautifully that he nearly didn't see the beast coming towards him with a heavy gait. Grandfather fled, bending over once to pick up a strangely glimmering stone. In short, he escaped. Descending from the mountains, he encountered a witcher who agreed to slay the monster in exchange for a silver penny. They returned to the valley, and the witcher slew the beast. He could not help noticing the wealth laying in that valley, yet he demanded nothing beyond the penny promised him earlier. Grandfather grew to trust him and knew that sooner or later someone or something would come along and want to take his treasure, for the treasure in the valley was immense, Geralt. Diamond deposits that took years to extract. They became partners. The Witcher watched the workers, killed monsters, drove off bandits, and Grandfather managed the business. He's a legend in Kovir, and my family is wealthy and respected. That's the whole story.
Sounds like bullshit.
What's up?
Soon I'll marry the village mayor's daughter, Alina. We're planning our wedding as we speak.
Okay.
Farewell.
That's pretty much it. Dandelion, yeah, I want to talk to him as well, but not yet. Gambler. I think that's too important. Okay, let's leave it for next time. As I said, this chapter kind of requires its own thing. I don't feel like delving into it too deep. It's a lot of new people to meet, a lot of new stuff to go over, so we'll do that next time. I'm glad we came so far though. It's only this chapter, then one more, and then we are done, I think. Which is pretty good. So we're not that far off from finishing the game. So thanks for watching, and see you around. I will send you off on a raid. See someone else. Let's take a look. There is someone else. No problem, Lazarus. See you around. Let's raid FGs. You just start it. Yeah, he's starting now.